Good morning. Hello, sweet baby. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. How are you doing? I'm out moving my body because, well, I do it every day, but especially because I overate last night. Went to bed feeling sluggish, didn't sleep well because my stomach was too full of foods that are not good for me. And woke up swollen and dehydrated. And, you know, I am a product of my own bad choices. We know this. So, anyway, it is Thursday. It is raining here in Birmingham. So it's drizzling. So I'm just out here finishing up my walk, and then I will go home and shower and put some makeup on and get ready to go to work. I have to be honest, it's been very hard getting back into the swing of things. I know how lucky I am to have had, you know, all that time off, but really is hard, like just going back to work. I want to tell you guys something. Listen, I do try very hard to keep Coffee Talk focused on things like self-improvement and narcissists and children and marriage and self-esteem and recipes and just overall stuff that doesn't require a certain religious ideology or political affiliation. But I heard something this morning that truly blew my mind. If you follow me on Instagram, you may have seen it. I shared it this morning. They're not my original words or my original thoughts, but when I hear something that really gives me like a aha moment, I have to share it with you. So I need to share this with you guys, okay? Hear me out. So Satan knows that he cannot curse us, right? Because God's protection from that is too significant. So what Satan is banking on is that we will curse ourselves. See, Satan understands that our tongue is what gives us life or death, right? This is what I heard this morning. That our words, our thoughts are what control our emotional well-being, our manifestation, our relationship with God. Satan doesn't separate us from God. We separate ourselves from God. But what Satan can do is he can put thoughts into our minds. He can lean into our insecurities. He can pronounce them. He can amplify them in our own hearts and our own minds. And when he puts those thoughts in our minds and we allow them to touch our tongue and come out our mouths, we have cursed ourselves. And that is the loophole that Satan has found to keep us in a depressed state, to keep us riddled with anxiety, to keep us like existing in self-doubt. When we have the thought that no one likes us, when we have the thought that we are not worthy, when we have the thought that we can't be as great as we once thought we could, and we have that thought, and then we let it come out of our mouths, Satan has won. He has found a loophole, and we have cursed ourselves. And that is exactly how he works. And when I heard this morning, I literally gasped, because I am telling you that is not God. God does not put self-doubt in our minds. Look, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to keep it 100. I'm going to keep it 100. I'm going to keep it 100. Okay? I found out that this woman texted my husband. Now, don't get caught up in that, because women can text my husband all the time. The difference is that I allowed it. I trust my husband implicitly. And I'm also telling you, bruh, I don't care. Text my man. I don't care. Okay? But here's the difference. The information came to me on a day where Satan was playing with the thoughts in my mind. Okay? And I was already kind of like, bogged down with, overwhelmed with holiday stuff and a kid with COVID and just angst and worry and sort of, holiday blues in a way, being alienated from my family and just all of it, and Satan was sort of playing with the thoughts in my mind. You're not as worthy as you think you are, and you think you've got this great life. It's not so great, and whatever, it happens. And then he started putting the information in my mind, like playing with it, and I let it come out of my mouth. And once it came out of my mouth, I validated the work he was trying to do in my mind. I validated his efforts to make me insecure, to cloud my judgment, to mess up my marriage. Because I know listen, I make a lot of mistakes and Satan is always with me. There is no question. Because I know God is like, girl, really, we doing this again? You're on your own. And Satan's like, she's actually not on her own. She's actually not on her own. And that's the fucking problem for me, is I'm not on my own when I do that shit. God doesn't walk through the doors of sin with us and go like, okay, well, I really don't want you to do this, but I'm just going to hang out here in the waiting room while you go make this big fucking profound mistake. No. God's like a parent. I taught you, you know better. If you go through that door, you're doing it on your own accord. But the thing is, we're not alone. Because when we walk through the door, Satan is waiting with a pamphlet and probably like a cocktail, and he's like, here you are. Let's fuck it up. And then you're going to feel like shit tomorrow and you're going to hate yourself and blah, blah, blah. And Lord knows I've walked through that door plenty of fucking times. Ugh, makes me sick just thinking about it. But I say that to say that I let it come out of my mouth. And once I did, I cursed myself. I validated Satan's efforts. I presented a version of a wife that Michael did not ask for, nor did he deserve. And that is not God. That is not like, let me just double check. Okay? That is Satan. That is Satan. I know that. So, hearing it today, okay, and hearing the words from this man who shared these words about Satan, finding a loophole to get us to curse ourselves. When we say we are not liked, we are not valued, we are not loved, when we say nobody likes me or I'm not included or whatever, we validate Satan's efforts. We are cursing ourselves. He can't curse us because God has us covered. Did you ever see Twilight? And Bella has that ability to project the protection bubble around Edward. Okay, that's God, right? But if Edward crosses that bubble on his own, Edward's cursing himself. That I'm telling you, that Satan can't curse our lives. He can't curse us. He's not that powerful. But what he can do is manipulate our thoughts and get us to speak the words so that we curse ourselves. Because when he manipulates our thoughts enough to believe we're not worthy, this marriage won't work, I don't deserve these children, I'm never going to be anything at work, I'm never going to be successful enough, I'm not brave enough, whatever it is, now we've cursed ourselves. We've put it out there. It's come out of our mouth. And I'm telling you that it is truly, that is has blown my mind. And by the way, you may be listening to this like, this girl is hokey pokey. And I get it. It's not for everybody. It is not for everybody. Not everybody's a believer. And by the way, that's okay. You don't have to be, because this can still apply to you. You don't have to believe in God or Satan. You can simply hear me say to you, when you allow those negative thoughts and those self-disparaging words come out of your mouth about yourself, you're just cursing yourself. You don't have to believe in God or the devil to understand that. You're just giving life to that. You're just putting it into the universe. You're just telling other people negative things about yourself. When you say that to people, nobody likes me. Well, now they hear that like, well, shit, why should I like you if nobody else likes you? That's weird, right? Anyway, this really has me thinking. This really has me thinking so much about how much I validate Satan's efforts in my life. Why do I give this power, this negative power, so much cosign in my life, so much validation? I allow so much of his work to come out of my mouth. And it's like, now I know better. Now I know better. I will not allow him. And I know God is rejoicing right now. He is rejoicing, going, Jamie, use that big fat mouth for something glorious. Amen. Because God is rejoicing, because he knows that if we can just be reminded that Satan cannot manipulate us, that Satan cannot curse us, because he's got that twilight bubble of protection over us. And so long as we don't curse ourselves, we are protected from that. And I just want you to remember how much God loves you and how hard he works to protect you and to keep you in that bubble and to keep you safe. And you don't have to do anything for God to love you. You don't even have to love him back. You want to talk about unconditional love. Y'all, I am soaking wet. Okay? Sidebar. Because it is raining on me. So I just, I'm not a preacher, but I will take you to church sometimes. Okay? And I am telling you that today, I'm also turning around because I prefer to go up this way. Okay? I will tell you that I will continue to remind you that you are beautiful, that you are worthy, that you are loved, that you are protected, that you are in this group and on this journey, and you can come in and out as many times as you need to, because we are not here to judge. We are here to lift and support and put our arms around you and say, we know, sis, we did it too. We made that mistake too. We said those words too. We had those thoughts too. Okay, we cried those tears too. And that's it. That's all we can do for each other. We're just walking each other home. Okay? So, I love you. And just for today, and then maybe tomorrow will become habit, we are not going to validate any of Satan's words. We are not going to allow him to have a loophole in our lives. He cannot curse us. We can only curse ourselves. So no. It's not coming out of my mouth. It's not coming out of my mouth. I will not give him that. He is going to have to find somebody else to curse, to work with, to do. I'm not, no. All right, I love you guys, and I hope you have a great, great day.